Hello people, welcome back to my vlog. This time around I traveled all the way to Ibadan and I visited this park called the Dr. Omololu Olunloyo Park. This is the reception area where you could make enquiries, and this is an overview of how the entire reception looks like. You'd basically find somebody who would give you like a guide as to how the entire facility works. This is a conference hall where you could sit down, host meetings, or even have mini conferences that could take in a little number of persons. It's really artistic. That's one thing I really love. The artistry in the entire building really stood out for me. There is this special section of the park that features a lot of Oyo's ancestral origin and some of the renowned personalities that you'd know from the Oyo Empire. I'll put it that way. More or less like the things that Oyo town is known for. So I'm just going to be showing you guys now. The mini museum. This is the first thing that catches you when you enter there. The Oyo's map that features all of the past governors of the state and prominent personalities. And then you move on to also see different images that features key artifacts of the Oyo's empire. And so you'd see the mortar, you see Oba Akinola Abbas Aleshinloye. I think he's named after a market called the Aleshinloye market in Ibadan. You find the Idire Hills. Pardon my Yoruba, but I think that's what it's pronounced. The Yoruba speakers can do that. And then we have the Kunzites. You'd have the cluster mica. These are like things that the Oyo Empire was known for at the time. So you have that there, the Feldapa. You have Sanusi Adebisi Adenikan. You have this woman. She happens to be this Wuraola Adekpeju Esan. I think she used to be one of the first Senate person from Ibadan town. And then WNTV was the first TV station that was launched in the West. And then we have Ololu, who is the masquerade. And then we have Balogun, or daring-in-law, a warrior. All of the details about these personalities were carefully crafted, and so it would be a very good educational point for children to get to know about their ancestry and people who's really impacted the Oyo kingdom. So you have this, I think this is called the iron stone. This is the iron stone. There are a lot of them there. Yes, iron stone, absolutely, I got that. And then if you move forward, you also find this here. This is marble. So for kids who are looking to learn and be able to differentiate between marble and other things, this is the right spot. This mortar was not labeled. I don't know why. It wasn't labeled, and I really didn't know what the significance was, but this is like the backdrop of the entire place. It's really artistic. Then this is the outside view where you see the Idan cooking inside the pot, hot pot that is cooking Idan. And then this is the garden area if you look through, but as we go forward you would see how they highlighted the features in this park. So this is the garden area where you could also sit out here. I think for now the place is not really crowded, but I feel in the coming months when it really get open, people would even sit in all of these areas. And then this is like a mini will I call it zoo, or I don't know, but then you have still on the garden here, you have the crocodile, but they all have origin. in the empire. There was a family that reared this crocodile for years, and I think the crocodile died recently in about 2000 and something, over 80 something years old. And then there is an area for bouncing castle, yes, for children, you know. And then this is the tortoise. Yeah, this tortoise also has an origin in they call it Alagba. It also has its own ancestral meaning to the empire. And then the horse also, you know how back in the days, you know how horses are like for royalties and the rest. So all of these also have meaning. So for them, the horse is called Esan. I don't know. Esan. Okay, Esin. And then this is like at the heart of the entire building, of the entire park rather, you'd have this image of this triple personalities here. And this really goes on. You'd notice that it started getting dark at this point. This was because I stayed here till about 8 p.m. This structure also, I didn't really get close there, but this is really beautiful. It has water actually pouring out of the calabash, but for some reason I didn't really get close, so you wouldn't be able to like see it properly. But yeah, that's it. And you see it, the calabash is somewhere there. We call it, maybe, I don't know, I didn't go closer because I was called that my order was ready, so I had to like go back into it. This is what they served me. I ordered for goat's meat pepper soup and then the chips. But this is an overview of how the eating area looks like. It's really fine and cozy, like, you know, it's nice. But I just feel like there's a lot of work that still needs to be done in terms of the organization, on how orders are being made. I actually expressed a lot of displeasure and shared my little cent as to how they could better handle requests and order and the rest. And by the time I step out, it was night, like it was dark. And then you have this little waterfront out there. And for those that love pictures, you could do the hashtag Idan. I didn't take any picture here though, but this is really lovely. And this is the entire overview of the place at night time. It looks really beautiful and so colorful. Like, I mean, I just feel like my device didn't do so much justice, but at least to an extent it captured a bulk part of it. Something interesting even happened, but I'll share that later. This is the men's toilet, the restroom. You see the man there with the traditional attire, and then when you move to the ladies also, you see a woman there. This is really artistic. And then this is an overview that tells you the mapping as to what you're expected to see inside this facility. There is a theater there for movie, but it just takes about 20% capacity. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. Take care and bye. I really had fun filming this, and I hope that you also had fun watching as much as I loved filming and making this video. Bye.